Welcome to Marketing 454, Advertising and Promotion. This is Chapter 10. In Chapter 10, let's talk about the media planning and strategy. How to plan for your media and plan your media and the strategy in planning that. Okay. You learn the key terminology in media planning. Okay, how to develop a media plan, the media objectives, how to implement the media strategies, and the different various media characteristics. Okay. First, media selection. As an overview of media planning, how do you select your media? Right. There are numerous options for delivery of your marketing and advertising message. Right. There's so many of them, so many options. And with the internet, we have even more now. Okay. And it's complicated, very complicated, because of the nature of the media themselves. Right? Each medium could offer a different advantage. There are disadvantages as well. Also, it depends on the product or service being advertised. Different products may choose different type of media as their media vehicle. Okay? Companies focusing on integrated marketing communications, IMC, are using multiple media vehicles, because you want to do integrated marketing communications. You want to consider multiple media vehicles to achieve the same goal. Right? It's media selection. Okay? There are some basic terms and concepts in media planning. Make sure you understand all of these, and these are all going to be your first test. Okay, first test. A second test, right? Test 2. Okay. But first, what is media planning? Media planning is a series of decisions involved in delivering promotional message to prospective consumers. Basically, you make a whole bunch of decisions you have to make to deliver your message, promotional message, to consumers. Okay? Media objectives are objectives formulated to organize a media plan. Right? Objective formulated to organize a media plan. Media strategies are the plans of action designed to attain the media objectives. And medium is a general category of available delivery system. So normally we call them media as plural form. Media. Media vehicle. The term media vehicle is a specific area, because a TV network, a specific magazine or a specific newspaper within a medium category. Now, within a category, a specific area is your media vehicle. Okay? The reach of media. Reach measures the number of different audience members exposed at least once to media vehicle in a specified period. It has to specify the time period. So how many people get exposed to this message at least once. It could be more than once, right? But at least once. And the coverage. Coverage is a potential audience that might receive message through a vehicle. The potential coverage, right? Potential coverage. This covers the potential number of audience who might possibly could receive the message through the vehicle you've chosen. Right? Frequency, just as the name suggests, is the number of times the receiver is exposed to media vehicle in a specified period, within a month, within a quarter, within a year, etc. Okay. Make sure you all understand all these terminologies. Okay. This one gives example of the Ad Age's leading national advertisers. See how much they spend. They spend lots of money, okay, on advertisement. There's the total U.S. ad spending in 2021, and the third column is total U.S. measured media ad spending in 2021. You can see number one is the marketed advertisers, Amazon. Amazon spent 10 million. So that's $10 billion. That's a lot of money, $10 billion. And in US, measured media is 1.4 billion, right? 1.4 billion. Yeah. Comcast Corporation, is the internet TV network provider, based in Philadelphia. 6 billion, versus 1 billion, right? Procter & Gamble, owners of numerous consumer brands, consumer products, packaged food products, 5 billion, right? American Express, 3.9 billion. Walt Disney, 3.7 billion. Alphabet or Google, 3.6 billion. Warner Brothers, 3.4 billion. Verizon Communications, 3.3. Walmart, 3.1. Charter Communications and other communications TV network internet carrier is 3.0 billion, $3 billion. So that's spent on advertising. Okay. Media plan. So what is your media plan? You will, for your group project, you are actually developing a media plan. Your media plan, and more specifically an advertising plan. Okay. A media plan determines the best way to get a message to the market. What's your way to get a message to the market? Why whatever you have chosen is the best one? You need to defend that, right? It aims to find a combination of media to communicate message. You could use a combination of media, right? And how you want to do that in the most effective manner, to the largest number of potential customers at the lowest cost, right? That's your media plan, okay? There are some problems in media planning, problems in media planning. Sometimes you do not have sufficient information, okay? And there's a term called the sweeps period. Sweeps period is used for measuring TV audiences and setting advertising rates. Yeah, sweep period is like February, May, July, and November. Okay? And also people or advertisers, media agencies, they may use inconsistent terminologies. Where the one uses does not mean the same as what the other use, right? Inconsistent terminologies. And also time pressures. Because of time pressures, you may not make the best decision. And also there is difficulty measuring the effectiveness of the media. Okay, so these are the problems with media planning. Okay. This chart shows the relationship between engagement and ad recall. Right? Program engagement, you can see that program engagement goes up. On the x-axis, the ad recall, percentage people who can recall what they saw in the program goes up as well, right? So higher engagement, higher recall, okay? This is the process or steps involved in developing the media plan, okay? You start with the market analysis, like who is your target market? Target market segment, right? Target market analysis. And then what is your media objectives? You need to establish your media objectives. And then for that objective, what's your media strategy? You need to develop your strategy and implement. And excuse me, implement that strategy. Excuse me, okay, some water. And then finally, you want to do your evaluation and follow up. Right? So that's the process of developing the media plan. And also in developing in market analysis, one thing you want to do, first thing you want to do is to whom will we advertise? You're advertising. Who is your target audience? To whom you should advertise, right? You need to conduct primary research or find secondary sources of data to help you determine which specific group to target, right? Find your target market. Okay? Marketers often use index number. That's a good indicator of the potential market. Yeah, is this market, South Carolina market, Georgia market, Atlanta market, or or East Coast of United States? Is that a good potential market for your product? Right? The index number, or the index, how it's calculated, is a percentage of users in a demographic segment divided by the percentage of population in the same segment. Okay, the percentage of users in the demographic segment divided by the percentage of population in the same segment, and that number is multiplied by 100. That's your index number. Okay. But the index number could be misleading. You need to be careful, right? High index number can be misleading. I'll give you an example here. The age segment is 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, and 45 plus. Looks like I'm in the 45 plus segment, and most of you are in the 18 to 24, right? And the population percentage of each age segment is 18 to 24 is 15.1%. Next one, 25%, 20%, and 39%. In my segment age group is the largest, right? Almost 40%. Okay? And the product used in the segment is 18, 25, 21, and 36. Looks like which one has the highest index number? You guys, right? 18 to 24. Your index 129, almost 120. See, you're representing only 15% in the population, but you represent 18% in the product use. So you guys are good at using the product, right? Therefore, your index high. My segment, for example, we represent like a 39% in the segment, but only 36% in product use. We are underperformed, right? It's only 91% in index number. Yeah. Does that mean that the marketer should focus on your group, on your segment, 18 to 24? Sorry, guys, you don't have money. Sorry, you don't have money yet, right? You don't have too much money yet. You will make big money, big bucks once you step out of here, graduate, get a job, right? So that's a small segment, right? The segment, but you cannot just because the index number is higher, you ignore the other 82%, right? That actually is the bulk of the where the spending is. Okay, so just be careful when using the index numbers. And also, when you do your market analysis and find your target market, what internal and external factors are operating? What are internal and external factors that you have to consider? Internal factors, the size of media budget. How much do you plan to spend on advertising? Managerial and administrative capabilities. Do you have the managerial and admin capabilities, right? Organization of the agency, okay? Organization of the agency. That's internal factors. External factors include the economy. There's a rising cost of media, right? Changes in technology, right? Shifts in media type, and there are also the competitive factors that's external to you. So you need to consider both internal and external factors. Okay. Using index to determine where to promote. Right? There's several other index that you can use to help you determine where you want to go, which market to go to promote your product. Okay, you can use the survey of buying power index, charge potential of metro areas like Atlanta metro, Philadelphia metro, Washington D.C. Metro, etc. Right? Metro area, counties, Aiken County, Edgefield counties, Columbia counties, etc. Or cities, Columbia, Aiken, Atlanta, Augusta, right? Relative to U.S. as a whole, right? What are the potential of the county, the metro, the city? You look at their survey of their buying power index. Okay, it gives media planners insight into relative value of a market. We want to go, where to choose, where to go, where to advertise and promote your product. Another item index that you can use is called the Brand Development Index, BDI. Compared to that, the other is the Category Development Index, CDI. Brand development and category development, BDI versus CDI. Okay, in your test, you catch that. What's brand development? The factors read our product usage by geographic area into decision process. Basically, how well your product, your brand, is perceived, is developed, or is popular in a certain area, right? Category development provides information on potential for development of a total product category and not specific brands. It's not just about you, it's about the total industry, total product category, right? It's how well the category is developed, right? So BDI and CDI, it shows where you are among your peers, your competitors in a certain market, okay? So again, so the CDI and BDI. CDI, percentage of product category, sales in, say for example, this one is in Utah and Idaho, right? Percentage of total U.S. population in Utah and Idaho, right? And divided by, times 100, right? So this one here for this company, for the example here is 1% times 100, so the CDI is 100. And BDI is a percentage of total brand sales in Utah, Idaho, divided by percentage of total U.S. population in Utah, Idaho, okay? And that percentage on top is 2%, bottom is 1%, 2 to 1, and this is 20 times 100 is 20. The BDI, BDI is 20%. Okay, so that's what the CDI and BDI is about. Okay? So when we can look at how do we use the BDI and CDI index to help you, right? You can have high BDI, low BDI, brand development, that's your own performance. You can have high CDI and low CDI, that's the category development. How well the old companies together did, right? So you can have a high BDI versus high CDI, right? And let's look at the high BDI versus CDI, right? It's right here, high market share, good market potential. Because high BDI, you have a high market share. Because CDI is high, there's good market potential. Everybody is doing well, right? High BDI, high CDI. This market usually represents good sales potential for both the product category and brand. Everybody is happy, okay? What about the high BDI and low CDI? Here, high BDI and low CDI. You have a high market share, but the industry is not doing well. So you need to monitor for sales decline because the industry is going down. You need to be careful. So the category is not selling well, but your brand is. Probably a good market to advertise in, but it should be monitored for declining sales overall. Okay. What about if it's a low BDI and a high CDI? Right here, low BDI, high CDI. Low market share, right? The market potential is great. Okay. Other guys are doing well. Okay. The product category shows high potential, but the brand is not doing well. You're not doing well. The reason should be determined. You need to work on something, right? You need to find out what's going on here. You need to do better, right? What about if in the situation of low BDI versus low CDI? Okay, low market share, poor market potential. So both the product category and the brand are doing poorly, not likely to be a good place for advertising. So this is probably a dying category, and you're not going to make too much money there in the near future. So probably time to get out of that. Okay. So that's how you use BDI and CDI. Okay. Media objective. How do you establish your media objectives? Right. Media situation analysis should lead to determine specific media objectives. You should start do a media situation analysis first, right? Then develop a media objective. And media objectives, well developed, lead to attainment of communication and marketing objectives. Your media objective drives your communication objective and marketing objective, right? Limited to goals that can be accomplished through media strategies. So media objective is limited to the goals that can be accomplished through media strategies, right? So the criteria you consider in the development media plan, okay, the media mix, the target market coverage, what kind of coverage you want to cover in the target market, the geographic coverage, and what kind of geographic coverage you want to desire, scheduling, how often, how frequent, continuous versus pausing. We'll get to that just a minute. Reach and frequency, how wide how much, to what extent do you want to reach into the market, and the frequency of advertising. Recency issue. Make sure your ad is recent, is fresh in the mind of consumers. The creative aspects and mood affects that. Flexibility and then budget considerations. These are all the criteria you need to consider in developing your media plan. Okay. Let's look at the media mix. Right? The media mix adds more versatility to media strategies. It increases your coverage, reach, and frequency levels. A good mix of different media increases your coverage. You cover more, you reach more, you have an adequate level of frequency. Also, your media mix improves likelihood of achieving overall communications and marketing goals. Okay, improve your likelihood of achieving good, reaching your goal. Okay. So target market coverage, right? You found a target market, is that right? You need to match the most appropriate media to a market. For your target market, which media is the most appropriate, okay? You can extend media coverage to members of target audience while minimizing the waste coverage. If the audience is not your target, you don't need to extend your coverage to them. You'll be wasting that. So waste coverage is media coverage that reaches people who are not your potential buyers or users. Okay? Geographic coverage. You're weighting certain geographic areas more than others depending on the product. Which area do you want to cover? Okay, southeast of the U.S., eastern seaboard, Midwest, or West Coast. Okay. This chart shows the different scenarios. Okay. The first pie here, the blue is population excluding a target market. This, I guess, orange or beige. Beige is a target market. Let's say you want to target 18 to 35-year-old male and females, right? And so that's young professionals, basically college graduate young professionals, right? That's your target market. So this is the overall. Blue is the overall, and you want to target this orange or beige one target market, right? Then you choose your medium coverage, right? If your media coverage covers just your target market, that's full market coverage. Perfect situation. Okay? But if your media coverage covers only partial market, like here, right? You leave this part here uncovered, right? That's a partial market coverage. Okay? And that's probably not good. You need to increase your advertising spending. Okay? And then if your coverage exceeds the target market, like this, in this case, right? You covered everything, the whole entire target market, but there is the overreach here, right? There's overexposure to this area here in this like a dark purple, slice of pie, and that's your waste coverage. It's a media exposure. Overexposure is wasted. Okay? You don't need to spend that much money there. Okay? Next, let's talk about the scheduling. How do you schedule media coverage as the market? In scheduling, timing promotional efforts, so you need to time your promotional efforts so they coincide with the highest potential buying times. Potential buying times is a holiday shopping seasons, is a hot season, was a high season or low season. Right? You need to time your promotional effort to coincide with that, so to achieve the optimum results, best results. Okay. There are three methods here, right? One is continuity. Continuity method is a regular pattern of advertising without gaps or without non-advertising periods. Basically, you advertise all the time, throughout all the time, continuity. Or flighting. Flighting, basically you advertise intermittently. Intermittent periods of advertising and non-advertising. You run your ad for a few months, then stop for a couple of months. Then again, a few months, then stop for a few more months. You go like that, okay? Or pausing. You maintain continuity at a lower level, but promotional efforts are stepped up at times. So you run a low level of continuity all the time, and then occasionally, from time to time, you run a higher level, like a flighting. Okay, this is a chart. The chart shows that as well. The red one, continuity, same level all the time. Flighting, the blue bars. Right? Run it, stop, pause, and run again, then pause, and then again. Right? Pausing, you run the lower level, gray, but then you also have some pauses like that. Okay. So that's the three methods of promotional scheduling. Okay, scheduling. So let's look at pros and cons of each one of them. For continuity, the pros, right? It serves as a constant reminder to the consumer. It covers the entire buying cycle, allows for media priorities. You get a quantity discount, preferred location, etc. Right? But the disadvantage is higher cost, potential for overexposure. Remember overexposure, wasted coverage. It's a limited media allocation possible. Okay? That's continuity. For flighting, the advantages are cost efficiency of advertising only during the purchase cycle and may allow for inclusion of more than one medium or vehicle with limited budgets. Okay? But the downside, your weighting may offer more exposure and advantage over competitors. Okay? And there's an increased likelihood of wear out. Okay? There's a lack of awareness, interest, and retention of promotional message during non-scheduled times. Okay? Vulnerability to competitive efforts during non-scheduled periods. Basically, you're not there. Okay, that's flighting. Pausing, the third one. Advantage, all the same as the previous two methods. Disadvantage, not required for a seasonal product or other cyclical products. If it's a seasonal product, you should don't want to use that. Other than that, you should consider pausing. I like pausing better. Okay? Reaches versus frequency. Reach and frequency. Yeah. Reach, yeah, how much reach is necessary? What is reach? Reach is exposing potential buyers to the message, right? Reach, how many people can be exposed to your message, right? Exposing potential buyers to the message, that's your reach. High level of new brand products and the later stage of hierarchy, okay? That's reach, how much reach is necessary, okay? Second, what frequency level is needed? What's the frequency? The number of times a person is exposed to media vehicle in a specified period. Okay? 1-to-1 exposure ratio does not exist. You can't expect that. Okay? So what frequency level is needed? What reach is needed? Okay? You need to consider that. Okay? Okay. Here is an example of showing the who is still there to watch the advertising, right? Showing the efficiency of the spots during news programming, A, and B, efficiency of spots advertising during sports programming. When showing sports versus showing news. If it's from 6 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, okay, 60%, that's a percentage of program audience retained by spot, the commercial efficiency. And this 35% is percentage of audience lost. They run out of the room, they left the room. And the 5% is percent of audience lost. They switch channels. Okay, see that this in the morning this hour, 5 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. and 7 to 8, these are the prime time. You can see that 84% are staying there, right? 9%, left the room, 5 to 7%, switch channels. Okay? 11 to 11:30 p.m., 11 to 30 p.m. Monday to Friday, a little bit higher, okay? But on sports programming, okay, from noon to 3, Saturday and Sunday, 80% here, okay? And 79 here, 84, and 8 to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday on sports programming, 88%. Highest is retained, okay? 1% left. They want to stick to the program, sports program. They're watching the ball game. They're watching, okay? But 11% could switch channels. Okay? So you need to consider both your reach versus your frequency, right? Reach versus frequency. So you need to establish your reach and frequency objectives, right? And there could be unduplicated reach. One unduplicated reach, okay? That's when an ad is placed on 2 shows, the total number exposed once. That's unduplicated. There could be duplicated reach. That's when an ad is placed on 2 shows, has a potential exposure in both. That's overlap. That's duplicated reach. Program rating is a measure of potential reach in broadcast industry. I'll get more than that just a second. Okay, program rating. Okay. So this example shows the representation of reach and frequency in situation A. The reach of TV program, the total market audience reached. Okay. In B, the reach of 2 programs, total market audience reached. 2 programs, there's overlap. Right. This part here, the overlap is a duplicated reach, right? And in this here, in unduplicated reach, the total reach less duplicated reach. That's unduplicated reach, right? You understand that? Okay. There's as to the program rating. There's some terminologies here I need you to remember. Make sure you understand that. That's going to be your test, okay? One often called the gross rating points. Gross rating point, or ratings sometimes those called ratings. That's the reach times frequency, or GRPs. Reach times frequency is your gross rating points, or GRPs. Target ratings points, the TRPS. That's the number of people in primary target audience the media buy will reach, and the number of times. That's target rating points. It does not include the waste coverage, right? Most advertisers prefer to get 500 to 700 GRPs when they purchase the media, select which media to purchase. Okay? This one shows the estimate of reach for network TRPs, total rating points, target rating points, right? Line A is for one network, B is for two networks, C for three networks. You can see the increase in the percentage of reach. Okay. There's some the effects of reach and frequency. There's some observations on the effect of reach and frequency. One exposure of an ad to a target group within the purchase cycle has little or no effect in most circumstances. Just one exposure, okay, has no effect. Two, since one exposure is usually ineffective, the central goal of productive media planning should be to enhance frequency rather than reach them, more times, right? Three, the evidence suggests strongly that an exposure frequency of 2 within a purchase cycle is an effective level. 2 exposures, okay? And 4, beyond 3 exposures within a brand purchase cycle or over a period of 4, even 8 weeks, increasing frequency continues to build advertising effectiveness at a decreasing rate, but with no evidence of decline. Okay, that's 3 exposures, right? 5, although there are general principles with respect to frequency of exposure and its relationship to advertising effectiveness, differential effects by brand are equally important. Okay. Number 6, nothing we have seen suggests that frequency response principles and or generalizations vary by medium. Okay? And 7, the data strongly suggests that the wear out is not a function of too much frequency. It's more of a creative or copy problem. So there's some observations about the reach and frequency. Okay? Also, determining your effective reach. How to determine your effective reach? What's the effective reach? Effective reach is the percentage of audience reached at each effective frequency increment. Okay, percentage of audience reached at each effective frequency increment. Right? Is based on assumption that one exposure to ad may not be enough to convey desired message. Right? Effective reach exposure normally is 3 to 10 exposures. 3 to 10 exposures. Okay? Use average frequency when calculating GRPs. You can use average frequency to calculate GRPs. Average number of times target audience reached by media schedule is exposed to vehicle over specified period. Okay? This chart shows the effective reach. You can see as the number of exposures increase, okay, from here 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20 here, right? See 3 to 10 is the effective exposure, right? The percentage of reach actually goes down, okay? Here, no exposure, right? 1 exposure is ineffective exposure, right? 2, and then 3, the threshold of effectiveness. 3 is good, right? You need at least 3, and it become effective. And then reinforcement of effectiveness, occurs when you have more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And then over 10, you start to have excessive exposure, too much. And then as you have more than that, that's negative exposure is reached. The percentage of reach is actually going down below. So the best, right, between 3 and 10 exposure. Okay? So there are many factors important in determining the frequency levels, or what frequency level you should have. There's some factors, important factors affecting that. Right? The marketing factors, message or creative factors, and media factors. Yeah. What are the marketing factors? the brand history, how old your brand has been, and brand share of the market, how brand loyalty, are people loyal to the brand, okay? The purchase cycle, do consumers buy this very often? How often do they buy? The usage cycle, how often do people have to use that? How long do they use, right? Competitive share of voice, right? And target group. These are marketing factors. There could be your message or creative factors. Message complexity. Is it too complex for people to understand and comprehend or not? Okay? Message uniqueness. Is it very unique or kind of similar to others' message? Okay? And new versus continuing campaigns. Is a brand new campaign people have never seen, or is a continuing one? People have seen some of it, part of it. Image versus the product sale. You're selling image, we're selling product. Message variation. In your campaign, you have different ads. Are your messages varied from one to another? Right? There's variation in the message. Is there a wear out? People just burn out, they're bored, they don't like it anymore, right? And also the advertising units, okay? There's message or creative factors. And there are also the media factors, media clutter. Are there too many media outlets out there? Editorial environment, attentiveness of people or to media, scheduling, okay? Number of media used, and of course repeat exposures. All these factors affect your frequency levels. Okay. Effective frequency. 10 exposures are necessary to maximize attitudes, while recall increases linearly, as we just said, showed in the chart, right, in the graph. Recency. How recent is your ad? Okay. Recency planning. Short interval reach at the minimum frequency level as close to purchase decision as possible. You should have short interval reach at the minimum frequency levels as close to purchase decision as possible. Okay. Continue schedule over 1 week period. Okay. Less targeting to gain exposure to reach as many potential consumers as possible. Okay, that's your recency planning. Plan your ads recently. The creative aspects and mood, okay, affect your media strategy. Okay, effective implementation of creativity requires appropriate medium. Okay? Effective implementation of creativity requires appropriate medium that can carry your make your creativity out in the world. Okay, it requires media and creative departments to work together to achieve greatest impact with audience. Also, appropriate mood is important. Appropriate media used to create a mood that enhances the creativity of a message. You want to increase the mood that enhances your creativity of the message. Okay? Flexibility in your media planning and developing and implementing. Okay? Flexibility helps in addressing the market opportunities. If market opportunities change or occur, right? You want to change accordingly. Market threats, new threats in the market. Right? Availability of media. You will be available if the media may not be available to you. Changes in media or media vehicles. You need to be flexible enough to change accordingly. Okay? So there you have flexibility. And budget considerations, of course. Budget considerations. There is absolute cost, the actual total cost required to place the message. Right? There's a relative cost. There's a relationship between price paid for advertising time or space and the size of audience delivered. Right? And it's just you can use the relative cost to compare media vehicles. Right? Okay? Here are the here are the terms you want to use for your comparison. Right? Often what's used to determine the relative cost of media. Okay? One term we use to calculate the relative cost is the cost per thousand, CPM, cost per thousand. M here is not million, okay? Remember carefully, come on. It's not a million, it's 1,000. It's a Roman letter meaning, M means 1,000, CPM, right? How is CPM calculated? Cost of added space, absolute cost, divided by circulation, and times the cost of added space times 100, okay? That's your cost per million. So basically the cost to reach 1 million people. I'm sorry, not cost per million, cost per thousand. So again, oh, sorry, see, I made a mistake. It's cost per thousand, CPM. It's cost for you to reach 1,000 people. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Then you can also use the relative cost of cost per rating points. The cost of commercial time divided by program rating per rating points, right? Rating point, just CPRP. Okay. Or you can use daily inch rate. Daily inch rate is the cost per column inch of the paper. You know, the papers are divided into columns, right? And the 1 inch high of that column, you know, the cost to run an ad in that space is your cost, daily inch rate. Also, there's a term called the module pricing. That's cost based on the size of a set module, such as full page. And have a different price for full page, half page, quarter page. That's newspaper mostly. Okay. And for digital media, digital pricing models, digital pricing structure involves the bidding. It's kind of different. You know, you don't have a page, you don't have like just time, right? The buyers actually participate in auction to purchase placement for the ad format. Okay. It's also used what's called is programmatic. Programmatic is an automatic process using software for bidding process. The bidding process. That's for digital media pricing. For print media, there's also another issue involved here. Is what we call the pass-along rate. Pass-along rate. You know, the newspapers and magazines is not just one person to read. You know, the number of people who read the magazines without buying it, they pass along. It can be very subjective and inaccurate. And also there's a readers per copy. More than one person may read the magazine issue. Right? If the magazine is placed on the coffee table in the doctor's office or dentist's office, probably tens, dozens, maybe 100 people might have read it. Okay, that's in print media. And also determine the relative cost of media target CPM. Calculate CPMs based on target audience, not overall audience. Called target CPM, TCPM. Okay. Evaluation and follow-up. Okay, evaluation and follow-up in your media strategy. Okay, factors to consider: how well did strategies achieve the media objective? Yeah. Your media strategy does it achieve the media objective established? Yeah. How well did this media plan contribute to attaining the overall marketing and communication objectives? You have this media plan, okay? How did this plan contribute to your overall goal in achieving your marketing objective and your communications objectives, right? These are the things you need to consider in evaluating and follow up, okay? And also you need to match media to market, match the media to the market. Each medium has unique characteristics, and each situation and media option must be analyzed, okay? Here are some media characteristics you need to keep in mind. I think you should be able to easily understand this. They're going to be also in your test. For television, what's the advantage of television? Mass coverage. a lot of people. High reach, impact of sight, sound, and motion. High prestige, low cost per exposure, attention getting, and favorable image, right? But disadvantage of advertising: low selectivity, short message life, only 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Okay, high absolute cost, right? High production cost and clutter. Okay? Radio, local coverage, low cost, very cheap, high frequency, flexible, low production cost, well segmented audience. Okay? Disadvantage: only audio, a lot of clutter, and huge clutter, low attention getting, and fleeting message. Right? Magazines, segmentation potential. Only people who are interested in certain subject is reading the magazine. Right? You can find the segmentation very well. Right? Quality production, much better than the print newspaper. High information content, yeah, longevity, and magazine stays for weeks, months, yeah, multiple readers. But disadvantage is long lead time for ad, okay, ad placement, okay. You need to turn it in like maybe a month ahead, okay, month. And visual only, yeah, no sound, and lack of flexibility. That's TV, radio, and magazine. Newspapers, high coverage, low cost, short lead time, can be placed in interest sections, right? Timely. Reader controls exposure, can be used for coupons. You can use coupon in newspaper. Disadvantage: short life, clutter, low attention getting, poor reproduction quality, right? Much poorer than magazine. Selective reader exposure. Okay. Outdoor advertisement, billboards, location specific, high repetition, a lot of cars running down, yeah. Easily noticed. Excuse me. But the downside is short exposure time requires short ad, poor image, and local restrictions. Direct mail. What about direct mail? Highly selective. Right? You're sent to only the people who might be interested. Reader controls exposure, high information content, opportunities for repeat exposures. But the cost is high, the image is poor, because it's considered junk mail, right? Clutter. Digital and interactive, right? There's the newest one. User selects product information, user attention and involvement, right? Interactive relationship, that's good. Direct selling potential is there. Flexible message platform, right? But disadvantage: privacy concerns, potential for deception, clutter, and few valid measurement techniques available as of today. Okay, these are the media characteristics. Okay, that's all I have for this chapter. Okay, thank you. I will see you next time.